All right, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, welcome back. We are not going to waste much time on this live broadcast. Today has been a very busy day for me, and I have uh, I have few minutes or a couple of just few period of time to spend on this live broadcast. So if you come across it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. We are here to discuss something very, very important because American soldier that everybody was expecting to be the only solution for Christians or non-Christian, non-Muslim in Nigeria to have one or two things, to hope on. Everything is seems to be going different direction now because American soldiers decided to abandon the Christians and go back to their country. I could remember when the America was, when they were dealing with Iranians. What we were hearing is that immediately after what Iranian war, they are going to move straight to focus on Nigeria. Tinubu, that the American government is supposed to be put on trial, is the one now paying money to American for them not to even defend vulnerable people in Nigeria. So this has raised a lot of questions. People are talking about it. People are writing on it. So we have to do the reaction here. We have to go through everything that has happened. But I want to center this live broadcast on the thought, the post of Mark Arnold in the whole thing playing out. Because one thing you need to understand is this: freedom is not given. We know there's some sacrifices that you have to pay for you to be free, which is something that Igbos are not ready to do now. Apart from few of our people, or some of our people, that actually understand this context, what it takes to be free. You cannot just turn blind eyes to this reality. Something that is going on today in Nigeria has happened to many, many, many other places in the world. Please, if you come across the video, make sure you like it and share it to many platforms of your choice. Also, blessed, you are the first to make comment. Now, this is 2 minutes, heading to 3 minutes in this live broadcast. And the reason why we are streaming this here alone is because we are not going to waste much time. Okay, this live, I don't know how long we're going to spend here, but you can see we did not play this song or anything. I just go live and start instant because I want to make sure we manage the time that we have, because there's other couple of things that we need to also get out there. Things that happened earlier today and the one of yesterday that I have not covered. So we'll try our best to cover them, segment by segment. But now let's focus on this issue, because I know many of us have already known that American soldiers are no longer in Nigeria. Before even this announcement, I used to ask, since the Americans decided to, American soldiers are in Nigeria, what have they done? Have you noticed anything differently? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Apart from one or two events, that doesn't really matter much, because to compare the level of this terrorist people, the level they have gotten in Nigeria, because they are controlling many things in Nigeria without Nigerians knowing. That's why I said many of the things that people rely on today in Nigeria has already been taken away from them without them knowing. It's unfortunate, it's reality, it's the story. Nobody can take it away. That's what is going on. So if you don't know what is happening, please ask for your own sake. People are saying different things. Some are criticizing Trump. Some are saying that Americans, Westerners are, they just want to, have that interest. They don't care about Black people. Honestly, I thought as much. Okay, but we shall go through it one by one. Now, we have another person that made a comment. Odinaka, I greet you. You said good evening, Mazuka. Good evening to you. So these are two people that made a comment in 4 minutes of this live broadcast. And like I said, we are going to run this simultaneously, like we normally do. I wanted to do it rather, and I wanted to run it simultaneously, but because of the other things that are some other issues, I have to choose, one platform to stream now. So whatever you want to know about this Trump and American soldiers and all that, you actually have access to do so. But I love how McCannon puts his own story, like how he normally present his own. Because I don't know, some of us don't like him. Some people don't like him. Personally, I do like him because I love somebody that is truthful to me. Somebody that is truthful. I like it when somebody is truthful. I see him as somebody who is a truthful person. Not that everything that he believes on that I believe on that, but at least I still consider him as most trusted. If you ask me to rate, then I will rate him the most trusted. I mean McArnold. Okay. So if you have issue with that, I'm sorry. I'm just telling you my own take because I've seen some things he said. He's not he's not good in segregating, like making things look like we are the only of a different class and you are none below and I don't think he's not that kind of person. So that's why I feel relaxed. That's why I invested in my trust in what he's saying. The woman as a guy, that's from our own sister. Udada, I greet you. You're welcome. So this post is from McArnold. Let's go, because there's no time. There's no time to check time. Yeah, this post we are seeing and is from McArnold. We are going to touchlight it, and we are going to also let you know the reason why American soldier left Nigeria, and we are going to discuss the consequences of such move, because all this has some impact to what is going to happen in nearest future. It may not be even too long, and the katakata is hitting hard. Those of you from the eastern part, and the people that have strength and muscle to tackle or to attack anybody, talking about Biafran freedom, guess what? You have a very long journey to go. The only thing that gladdens my heart is that this attack is not by family, is nation, Igbo nation, Yoruba nation, Efik, Ibibio, name it, because Nigeria have a lot of nations that make up Nigeria, right? Fulanis are not looking for Karabot family. No. They are not looking for also blessed family alone. No. They are not looking for next mark that just joined us. Ebonyi family. No. They are not looking for that. They are looking for infidel. It comprises of even Ikenguru Agos family, Soludo's family. They cannot just get hold of Soludo's wife now and say, no. He's a former governor of any. No. The same thing they will do to Granol Seller. Okay? It's the same thing they're going to do to Soludo's wife if they capture both of them. That means that's the only thing that, not that I love attacking people or that I love when people are going through pains, but the level of stupidity in our midst today. Some people still believe that there's a very calm environment. Some of them, like Kenneth Okonkwo and the rest of them, will tell you that we need Nigeria and Nigeria need us. We need vaster land. We need a land to operate. We are. There's a word they normally use, like people that are moving from place to place in search of greener pasture. That is the craziest. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard from these Igbo politicians. You are living in a time that these people don't even care about their own casemen that believe different things from what they believe. They don't if you don't share this jihadist and colonization ideology, you are a target. How can you see all those things and you feel reluctant to do the needful? Anyway, that's the only thing that not for poor people. It's not. Some of our people that are in abroad that are wishing to go back home, politicians are wishing to have more houses abroad and do all these things, but they don't know that racism comes in different class. There's a racism for wealthy people. There are some racist or racism for the poor. The little environment, if you're in abroad, it depends on where you are operating. At the end of the day, you can encounter this racism. It is everywhere. But for you to build your own God-given country, you are shying away from it. One of the nicest people in this world is white people. One of the nicest. Because they are the one doing everything. Hey. Stop. They are the one doing everything to make sure that things work in order. They are the one Joaquin, close that door and stop making noise. They are the one doing everything to fix one or two things, to make sure that things are in order the way it's supposed to be. Going to moon, bringing satellites, bringing innovation, investing in those things that are helping people's life. Today, everybody want to buy a very classic car. They are the one doing that. All this things that makes life better, they are the one doing it. Black people, what are we doing? Consuming. So we also still expect them to respect us, isn't it? Imagine a country like Nigeria. Don't worry, we are heading somewhere. I just want you to understand what is going on. Imagine a country like Nigeria that has human resources, that has everything, that actually believe in agriculture. You have the vast land, you have the climate to start in agriculture. Like a country like Ukraine. Ukraine is known for agriculture and so many other things. But Africa have all those things. The climate is favorable, everything is there. What are they doing? Once the white man discover oil for them, oil. Apart from South Africa, that is, South Africa is what you see what the South Africans are doing today. South Africa would have been like Ghana, like Mozambique, or even Cameroon or Nigeria, if white people are not there. But in the presence of white people there have enabled them to have good road, electricity. If you are doubting me, go to check countries that's in the Caribbean, Cuba, Bahamas, Trinidad and Tobago. Check countries like those countries, Jamaica. These countries are blacks. They are black. They're not even in the African continent. Go and check the development there. It is also backward. Very backward. These are the reasons why Mazukano said that the problem of a black man is their brain. Is their brain. Few people that have this, that have learned something from white people, that have this good brain, that are willing to prove that that this brain of white people is not far from that of black. It is just the problem is discipline. But you cannot just say discipline without mentioning the brain. So I don't blame anybody that point out the brain. But the question is, why is it that those of them that cannot afford anything are the ones stopping the intelligent one from doing something that is good? The reason is very simple. Their brain, their psyche is very, very awkward, very, very bad, cannot prove anything. In 2026, no African person have been to moon or have gone to space. I mean, from Africa, not a black American. You get the point now. South Africa is one giving Nigerian satellite they're using, like to watch cable news, and South Africa is what giving Nigeria. When you check the professors, innovators, or inventors that come from these two countries, South Africa is nowhere to to compare Nigeria. In science, Nigerian has people that are in science that are that are like have scientists that are far better than that of South Africa. Just a moment. So if you check the scientists in Nigeria and the one that South Africa has, you can see there's a very, very different. Like you can't compare. Do you understand? But they cannot even afford their own satellite. They cannot even afford it. They rely on South Africa. And the reason why they rely on South Africa is because of the white people, the white South Africans. Now, the issue of genocide is there, yes. The issue of genocide is there. It's not something that you will say is not there. It is there. There's a Christian genocide going on. And this genocide is actually orchestrated by Islamic world. And they are doing this knowing for a fact that Christian countries are money mongers. They always hope anything money. Later, after they will tell you that Igbos love money. Igbos love money. But what is going on now? Does it have to do with any Igbo man? No. Why is he playing the way he's playing? Let's continue. I'm going to reduce this. Okay. This is from Mike Arnold. Okay. He said, who cares? Why did he say who cares? Because of these headlines. U.S. Congressman says Trump administration will closely monitor Nigerians' 2027 election. This is Remo. Okay, many of you know this face. McConnell responded to him and said, who cares? So the same Trump administration that has declared victory over the genocide, why stopping nothing, and not even hitting the most prolific killers, is going to monitor the election. The same Trump administration that won't release the Tinubu's files and whose senior advisor is a Tinubu's crony. And this is supposed to mean something. Just stop, spare us the fake drama and false hope. Okay? That is exactly what this man said. And why did he say so? Because you understood that these people are not ready to help anybody now. They're not helping, even though you may think that is helpful, it's not helping anything. Another post from this one is from Sadat Barwa. Okay, let me just go straight to the one that let's finish from this one. Okay. Now this picture here says a lot. The picture you're seeing here says a lot. It says Nigerian Christians betrayed by President Trump. He's only made things worse and then declared victory. He has only made things worse and then declared victory. When you look at everything, you can see them having cheers, rejoicing and feeling like brotherhood. This picture is actually designed by AI, okay? It's not real, okay? But what McConnell is trying to pass, the message he want to pass here is this: that hiring lobby to American government should have been an insult to American government. Somebody hired lobby to make things look good. Things that you can see with your naked eyes, to make it look so good. That is an insult. This is supposed to be an insult to American president, the American government. The question is, what does that mean to them? It means nothing. John Obika, I greet you. Obonna Joko, I greet you. I greet all of you. Please make sure you like the video before Any other thing, please, very, very important. And another person that I don't even think is the wise man Vix. I think the wise man voice more. It should be voice or VIC. Let me call it the wise man. Excuse me. Then we have another person here called okay, Che the Philip. I know you. I know this name. I know this name. Okay, please make sure you like the video. Okay, just click on like button. We are here to torchlight what is going on and the reason why American army left Nigeria and the consequences of that, the sign and the signal this thing has passed into the minds of people. Many of you may interpret it in a different way, but let us just focus on what McConnell said for a moment. Okay, here he said it is hard to see. He said it is hard to see it. It's hard to see it any other way, which is true. It is hard to see it any other way. Nigerian Christian betrayed by President Trump. He has only made things worse and then declared victory. If this is what Trump considered victory, then we should question all this climate accumulation. Okay, we should question all these claimed accomplishments. Okay, because this is fraud, pure fraud indeed. Then again, he made this post. He said, "Trump legacy at risk." President Trump just said, "U.S. largely ended the Christian genocide in Nigeria." It is not true, and he is being played. Okay, that is not true. Because why did he say it's not true? He's actually aware of what is going on in the land. Like things are not hidden to him. Remember, he has his own foundation working as we speak in Nigeria. Many of the IDP camp built in Nigeria today, in Northeast, in North Central, this man, Mike Arnold's, knows about it. His foundation are doing very, very marvelously well in making sure that this message is being passed and being delivered to even the American government. So Trump is not going to say that he's not aware of what is going on. Honestly, he's aware. You see it now. He's aware. And somebody, we have Gerard. Gerard, you are welcome. Please make sure you like the video, Gerard. Thank you so much as you do so. Now, let's continue. In this post, he said, President Trump just said the U.S. largely ended the Christian genocide in Nigeria. It is not true, and he has been played. The strike hit ISIS, the Fulani militia, who do most of the actual buying, who do most of the actual buying, were never touched. The strike hit ISIS, okay? The Fulani militias, who do most of the buying, were never touched. 28 Christians slaughtered in Plateau 4 days ago, 28. And he made this post on July 1st. So from July 1st, if you count 30th, okay, 29, 28, 27. Then on 27th of June, 28 Christians are slaughtered in Plateau State. Okay, that's why he said 4 days ago. Then again, he said 200 plus died over Holy Week. The death toll is on peak. The death toll is on pace to double this year. It is on peak to double this year. Now he said here is who is lying to him. $10 million. 10 million, not 100, not 10,000. He said $10 million. $10 million lobby contract shaping what he hears. His own senior advisor for African Massabots. I think this, I don't know what this one means. His daughter's father-in-law in Nigeria. Many of you know this story, right? I think Lebanese man, a billionaire that owns a lot of contracts in Nigeria. That man have worsened everything and destroyed a lot of things going on in Nigeria today. Okay, we have somebody here. Maybe you want to hear from him. You want to talk?
Yes.
Please, that is my wife. You want to say hi to you people? Just a moment. I will be right back, please. My, all right. So let's continue. Sorry about that. Now, when you maybe some of you that followed this news about Trump's daughter, okay, his daughter, Trump's daughter's father-in-law is a very close. In fact, he's one of the. I think he's the most. I don't want to say important person, but one of those that has a lot of shares, benefits, contracts, has a lot of say in Nigerian politics, in Nigerian government today. Trump can never, ever, ever, because many of you don't understand the gain, what he's gaining. Trump is about his family. Trump is about what he can get. I don't care about the other interpretation, but this is just the truth. That's why I said when we started, let us focus on what McConnell said, because I know him as somebody who he don't know how to massage truth, how to cover truth. He always, bring it up and let people know how it is. He said, whose company, SCOA, is the preferred equipment provider to Gilbert Chagrin, the billionaires who's been handed no bid contract equal to 72% of Nigerians' entire federal budget. Bogus parrots Tinubu's talking point to the President of the United States. He said Britain setting on 2 trillions extracted from Nigerian oil, still buying the truth about Biafra. Where Britain armed the blockade that served 1 to 3 million children to death and has never answered for it. A coalition of activists who got lured into Abuja's orbit and now sing Tinubu's tone, praising cooperation with the corrupt regime, platforming Tinubu's spokesman for a Rose APC campaign speech, silencing voices critical to the Nigerian government, and even giving Trump an award for a job not done, paving the way for his victory declaration just 3 days later. A well-meaning freshman congressman with no frame of reference for a 222 years old jihadist doctrine. His own counter-terrorism advisor, who see ISIS as the only threat that matters, short-sighted, oblivious to the caliphate, blind to what is actually happening on the ground. They use Christian genocide as the pretext to greenlight a handful of tribes, and to them, mission accomplished. They hit ISIS. They were never trying to end the genocide because they don't see that as American first. I follow you. Nigeria is not a size issue. Nigeria is almost 1 to 5 of Africa's population. Third largest nation on earth by 2050. Top 5 OPEC. $1 trillion in minerals nearly hijacked completely by radical who believe by prophecy, they are building the platform for the Mahdi, Islamic Jihad Messiah, to launch a final global conquest. They control the government, the classrooms, the military, every level of power. China is looting the minerals and funding the militia, while Washington gets fed a fair tale. Well, Washington gets fed a fair tale. If Trump walks away now, believing the lies, it won't just be a catastrophic mistake. It will be the most blatant capitulation to corruption in modern history, like declaring victory over a hangnail while stage 4 cancer keep spreading. I believe Trump means well. He just needs the truth clearly before it is too late. For the innocent people being slaughtered, for global stability, for United States nation, for U.S. national security, and for his own legacy. Call the White House number, this number, or use the contact form at Washington, these two contacts. Tell him, Mr. President, you are being lied to. The genocide is not over. The real killers were never touched. Don't let Nigerian become your legacy's biggest failure. Now, I did not even know that there's this contact that he provided. Honestly, my cannot means well. That's why when I see some of us trying to criticize him, I find it difficult to relate. I find it very, very, very difficult to relate because all this thing he's saying here is actually what is playing out. Many of us may see it in a different way, but the truth cannot be covered, forever. Sometimes, even if you try to cover it, it must have a way to spring up to reality, to the occasion, because you cannot cover it. For him to provide this contact here means a lot. Some of us are going to utilize it. Some of us are going to utilize it to write, to watch. At least add your own voice. Add your own voice. So it's a very good thing to see. It's a very welcome development. And like I said, I always say it to him, thank you so much, Mike Arnold. It is not easy. Remember, he is not even a Biafran. He's not even a Biafran. Yet, he felt the pains. He understands the mathematics. He understood everything going on. In fact, let's go back to his. Let me go back to his channel. Let's see, because I believe we must have not touched every other thing that he said. Okay, this is just 10 minutes ago. The genocide continued, as you can see here. He said, I have not gone through this one, but let's know what he said here. This genocide in Nigeria today. This is genocide in Nigeria today. The international denial of recognition and aid to displaced people in these circumstances is genocide. Is genocide by international law. The Nigerian government is guilty. We operate a school in the Durumi camp in the middle of Abuja province, providing a free, high-quality education and humanitarian support to some 300 displaced children. This demolition happened in another section, so they did not destroy our school this time. These are Nigerian citizens displaced by jihad massacre. Many in Durumi are from Chibok and personally connected to the abducted girls. Many have been here for a decade with zero options and zero support from the government. Many of our students were born here. The government called them criminals, beggars, vagrants, anything. But the truth, they are victims with a preponderance of them being widow and orphans. As many as 10 to 12 millions otherwise peaceful and productive Nigerians are forced into these horrific conditions around the nationwide. Tinubu keeps looting the treasure and doing nothing to help. All he has to do is recognize them as displaced, and the international community will bring funds and resources to help. But he refuses. Worse. This camp is in the midst of countless mega churches that also do nothing as these people struggle, suffer, languish, and die from neglect duty or from neglect. Okay, due to no fault of their own. In the middle of this prosperous capital city for scheme. Sorry, prosperous capital city for shame. Tinubu and his administration are guilty of genocide. Here is the proof. Without intervention, these youths have a 50 to 60% chance of being radicalized. In case if you don't intervene, there's a 50 to 60% chance to radicalize even normal people to become like those that are showing them radicalizing now. Okay, say it again. Now, do you see why by neglect, Tinubu has created a vast breeding ground of radical jihad recruitment? This is a ticking time bomb and must be addressed today. Now, let's hear this 2 minutes video. Let's hear what the man said here. Start from beginning.
Please, we want to appeal to Nigerians at home and diaspora to reach out to the Durumi camp. You can see for yourself, this has been over 7.5 hectares. It's where we occupied until about 4 weeks ago when the demolition squad reached out 3 consecutive days. They were demolishing and not less than 3,400, at least 2,400 have lost their accommodation. You understand?
3,400 has lost their accommodation.
Population is 3,540, but not less than 2,400 without accommodation as at this moment. Today being the 2nd day of July 2026. So the appeal is, how can a human being without shelter? You can see red about 4. Most of them sleep outside. That is what I mean. So they wanted to demolish here. And we started to beg. They are now scared us. So the issue is, how can a population of about 3,540 without notice of 6 months or 1 year be demolished and live left at the mercy of the weather? Wow. No food, no clothes, no blanket, no place to sleep. So what I'm saying is there should be a multi-stakeholders conference to solve this problem, because it doesn't augur well for the future of this great country to continue to ignore the IDPs. Yes. If we in Abuja, under the canopy of the presidency, the National Assembly, and the judiciary can function like this, it's our right to life, it's our right to shelter, it's our right to food. We were forcibly ejected from our comfort zones. Some arrived about a month ago, some arrived 5 years ago, some have been here for 15 years. So the issue is complex. Understand? Whoever wants to come in must come here and see the situation and assess it. Then there can be multi-stakeholders approach. We have the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management. What is it doing? We have National Commission for Refugees, Migrants, and IDPs established over 30 years ago. What is it doing? We have the FEMA, Federal Emergency Agency for the FCT. What is it doing? What is our crime? That we're thrown out of our home, killed, and we escaped, we survived. It's an offense to come to Abuja. It doesn't make sense to anybody. I was 72 years on May 25th. I know I fed once yesterday, and I'm still expecting to see if I can be able to feed. If at my own background, who is privileged to go to school a bit, and at my own age, I'm an ex-producer of the NT, can be subjected to hunger. When I saw you, I was excited. I didn't even know this is your mission. I would look forward to wait who would come and give me something, one to feed. So what with respect of the less, the young ones, the uneducated or uneducated, the innocent ones, if I was exposed, I don't want this statement.
Okay. So what was put in place for the 3,000 individuals that was displaced out of
2,400, nothing. I'll show you where they are now as Lenin is polling.
Wow, this is very, very shocking. Very, very, very shocking. And when the man, the one that did man, you heard his voice now, is actually one of the victims. Despite his contribution to the growth of Nigeria, he has worked as a producer, NTA, maybe during his young age and all that. But despite that, he's been subjugated to this kind of treatment. That's what we are talking about. Petra, I see you. I greet you. Thank you for joining us. Emeka gift. He said, okay, not Emeka gift, Emeka. I greet you. You're welcome. You're welcome. So this is what we are talking about. The question is, how long are they going to continue this way? For how long are they going to continue this way? Yeah, when you talk about freedom or disintegration of Nigeria, they say no, unity. There's a unity. What they call, there's a strength in your diversity. Just imagine that. Your strength lies in your diversity. For how long are you going to are we going to allow them to lie to you? For how long? It is not something that is comfortable. Like that kind of life is not comfortable for anybody to live. Only those that are lying to themselves. Maybe you have something gaining. There's maybe what you are supposed to gain, or there's a benefit that you are making from those nonsense. We cannot just pretend and keep on pretending to be who you are. We are not. It is not easy. Believe you me, it is not easy. And I want us to know that. Just a moment, let me feel this. Help the. Okay, this man cannot. Okay, let me add this. Okay, I told you that we are going to discuss reason why the American soldiers left Nigeria, right? So I saw a video of this popular pastor. Okay, let's hear what he said.
Now God has used him. We are going to form militias. God, it is now God has used him. We are going to form militias. God used him to make us forcefully, so that he'll provoke us to start raising militias that would defend the old people, that would defend children, because we are loose. We trust in the security, and there is no security. Let me tell you, do you know why America left? Listen, they have studied. The American soldiers' life is in danger because Boko Haram and ISWAP have taken place, strategic position in Nigerian army, in the security.
All right.
They have seen how many terrorists.
Okay, you heard that part, right? We are going to continue. Just don't worry. But I just want to remind you. What he said here. That the reason why American soldiers left Nigeria is simply because they have noticed that Boko Haram and ISIS have already infiltrated Nigerian security forces. I will take it back, because when we talk about this, some people say that you are trying to demarcate Nigeria. Those people that love Nigeria more than Nigerian creators. You love Nigeria more than those that created Nigeria. Listen, and I've said it many times, I don't hate anybody. I don't hate you. What we are talking about is what is going to safeguard lives and property. What we actually believe that is going to help us in so many ways. If you undermine it, that's a problem. Like, if you look at it and say, it doesn't matter, when it actually matters a lot, that is your problem. Now, hear him again. You know, truth is not something people normally, feel comfortable with. Do you understand? Now, pay attention.
God has used him. We are going to form militias.
In Ania.
God used him to neck us forcefully so that he'll provoke us to start raising militias that would defend the old people, that would defend his children. Because we are loose, we trust in the security, and there's no security.
Which is true.
Let me tell you, do you know why America left? Listen. They have studied. The American soldiers' life is in danger. Because Boko Haram and ISWAP have taken place, strategic position in Nigeria army, in the security. They have seen how many generals have been killed by insurgents through informers, the fifth columnists. They will not endanger their life. They are afraid to work with our security. They are afraid because their life is in danger. They will lose soldiers in Nigeria as we are losing soldiers right now in Nigeria. So our life is in danger. Everybody go for self-defense. Defend yourself to death, but never kill them. But if they come, don't allow them to escape. Our weapon is in the hands of the Fulani terrorists. They are bringing their weapon to us. Let us prepare our ways with God. And God will forgive us. Those that did this, we are forgiving them. Mungafar Tamusu. Mungafar Tama, director of NIPS. Ayo, the DG of NIPS, for blackmailing us. We have never gone to Ruga. But they used to come to our place and look at these people. They were shot at the door of their house. Inside here. Not outside. Not the bush. They follow us. Once it is dark, they creep in. They hide at our door. With their AK-47. The first person that will come out, they will shoot. If they find you outside, they shoot. At the end, they will say, unknown gunman. No problem. Time of vengeance is coming. The day shall come. God will take vengeance for us. Some people are abusing me on Facebook. Continue praying. Go out and fight. How can we go out and fight while we know the security is not on our side? The security are, some of them, only few that are good. And those that are good, they are afraid. We don't know where to run to. The government is saying there is no genocide, while we are saying there is genocide. While they have report of frequent killing in Plateau State, all they want a state of emergency to be declared in Plateau State. We continue to love the Hausa people. The Fulani people, we continue to pray for them. If they are hungry, we'll feed them. That is what Jesus taught us. If they are suffering, we'll give them shelter. That is what Jesus says. We are not Islamic, where there is no forgiveness. Even the prophet is asking. They are asking him, how are we going to be safe? He said, even I myself, I don't know where they will keep me. So in Islam, there's no forgiveness. But in Christianity, we have forgiveness through Jesus that shed his blood on the cross to redeem us from the power of darkness. That is where we are more far better. Gaskiya ku ji tausayin musulmi fa, ba su da gafara. Har kabari, domin sun ki kalmatullah, sun ki ruhullah. Allah yana more kalman safa, ya ce ma malam Audu na gafarta maka. Bisa ga Qur'ani, Isa kalmatullah, ba yadda za ka samu gafara sai ta wajen kalman Allah maɗaukaki. So ku ji tausayinsu, gwamma mun samu gafara, da satan da dana dinga yi na samu gafara. Allah ya more kalmansa ya ce zikir da mo na gafarta maka. Amma yawan mu musulmi ba su da gafara, Fulani ba su da gafara, wanda suke sallah sai da waɗanda sun tuba, sun karba Yesu, sai Allah ya karbe ya more kalmansa ya ce na yi maka gafara. So mu yi addu'a domin su mama su zo su samu ceton. Domin musulmin da ya ci karo da Yesu ba shi da tunanin kashe wani. So mu yi addu'a Allah ya taimake mu. It is now God has used him. We are going to form militias. God used him to neck us forcefully so that he'll provoke us to start raising militias.
Sorry about it. Now, I tried to take it back for you to understand something he said here. Christians, the teachings in the churches, like what they're teaching Christians what they're teaching us in the church, and all that is actually one of the problems that we're facing today. I am of opinion that if you have somebody that wants to kill you, somebody has decided to kill based on his or her faith, these teachings that you must love them, is good, but it's wrong. It is good, but at the same time, it makes people start thinking, it weakens people, it weakens minds. To have a soft heart is good, but can we differentiate who we are showing that softness to? Is it somebody that is being radicalized? Somebody that his aim is to buy you to have 72 virgins? Can we ask some questions as a Christian? Now, this man is waiting for them to, they want to provoke us, for us to start raising militias. Militias are coming after you. They are buying you. They send you to IDP camp. The government of the day is protecting and clapping for them. According to what you read from my account, that the government of Nigeria have not even helped anybody in the IDP camp. You watch the video of this old man who happened to be a producer in NTA, meaning that he was a government worker, a servant in Nigerian civil service. He served and he has retired. He's now in 70-something years. He's struggling to feed. He's living in IDP camp. Why? Because of where he come from. Doesn't matter the position he has held, his contribution to Nigerian state. That doesn't really matter at all. Because the country, the government is not able to sustain anything good. Today, you are working as Nigerian Army. Have you asked yourself what is the fate of people who served in the Nigerian Army 20 years ago or 30 years ago? Where are they and what is their benefit? Today, you are very vibrant. You are insulting people, fighting people because of Nigeria. The question is, after doing that, where will it land you? Are you going to spend your retirement age in the IDP camp? Or are you going to be beheaded by terrorists? People don't ask this question. If you want to raise militia to defend yourself, must you come out and make it look like you are warning or something like that? They're not taking warnings. They are just doing what they think that is going to give them 72 virgins. And of course, they have already branded you infidel. So you don't have anything at all. The Nigerian government is the problem. We keep on saying this. They are the problem. You see some of these Fulanis, nobody got these things. Some of them are very young children that they're actually very innocent of what they're doing. Because as an elder, as a parent, what you told your children matters a lot. To them, they grew up doing that because you taught them how to do it. Thinking them, the way they think, the way they are, you as a parent condition their mind is totally different from what other people do. If you go to Catholic Church, the cardinals, the bishop are saying different things because they believe that once they want to massacre people in the church, how many priests will go down? How many pastors will go down? These are things happening in Nigeria because most of these pastors are not actually doing the work of God. We remove money and remove tithe and because money from them. Let's know how many people that will carry with a preacher of gospel. How many of them are actually preacher of the gospel? But because the money is attached, so you don't have thousands and millions of pastors. But when it comes to do that thing that makes you a man of God, for where they will not do anything. That is a problem, a very huge problem. They're not paying. They're not telling you the truth, are they? They are not. They are not telling you anything truthful in what they're saying. You cannot just do anything apart from gossiping. Can't you just do something to help yourself? In the eastern part where we come from, if you go out and buy cutlass, somebody that going to pay money will be the one to call police. Look, that this person has a very sharpened cutlass at home. Come and arrest, come and take. This kind of thing is something that people need to understand because it's going to go a long way to swallow a lot of people. Biafrans decided to protect the land. They used Biafrans to stop anybody protecting the land. You can see the mindset. You can see the feelings. Now, please hear this. Someone sent this to me.
Ramadan, good morning. Good afternoon. Biko, don't even tell you back now. Now, talk again now. Ndị DSS akwụchala m na asị ndị DSS ndị federal government secret akwụchala nkịta na mmadụ bịara na chọpụ na agụrụ m afịa gụrụ m PVE chimọgụ na PVE nsị 1,400 naira okwu moto leta civic bịa nsị 1,400 gwa ọrụ si ntie nke ntise nke osi ntie na moto ya chika ntie na moto ya ọsị m ezigbo Biafra ọhịa Biafra okibe Biafra dị so ga mbara m abụghị Biafra na mbụ ezigbo ndị
Anthony Umeje, ndewo.
Asimpe na moti ya. Abana moti ya. Oboche moti ya nyawanya o, oche utintele. Oye potere ma di card na moti ya na. Osume ifezo mta. Samba se na
Anthony Umeje, I greet you.
Ya bulo tin safe. Oye potere ma di card, o nya abu. Secret police service alo chwo fo ma bocha. Potere ma di card ya. Potere mo ebe asolo enu ebe obi na asolo abuja na mo le tete bi na tata post onu mo post gosi mo id card je post na na party ye post na party is more than 1,500 secret personnel e post na Anambra state na achọpụ m ka ife a na-eme kịta mee dashboard ya wepụtara m egbe o ji prove no government security wepụtara m egbe we print federal government of Nigeria coat of arm. So they have evidence on all. If also man was in number of the same number of people, not be a years on. I found a bad and I never some people are less. I got an arm. So not PV yogo, the one you hear. The one you hear, simple that or we're going to make it seem now my nigga and I'm a beginning. I will go. I jump from it. Second, I was good in almost more than 20 million naira. I bet I'll be a good affair. I can attend the eye of my good as by your monk on China again. I was sick of you where Biafra. Say, you could have to go with you. You could have to mother jogging me about one day. Mother jogging one go to one difference again. It's what I put a video. Yeah, man, talk now. Let's go put volume or make call. And what you also now, it was to see it. Some of one affair. Some of one affair, that about some of a root to draw ya, or see an oyas, or the lad, or son of one equal. Nothing of a veteran. Have a nice day. Where was him? Video of one name and a phone again, make it pretend. Delete it. I would have phoned in a video. On a video that for laughing a phone. That's in the late year. If you was on now, but now to amount of the second. From a mother, me, I will be. I don't go back. That's the issue. The local PV and Yamawan, Tinapa, will look at Shapa. We will look at medical mention a business. Will you tell my size? They were simple. When you go to Munapa, one for a foresight, will therefore say, put on our laptop, send the air tablet. They can go a good cap. Yeah, was a small for house was a party. Because you know, on a joint, and you could be a fella. If you familiar face in our law, or no government, you don't talk. My batch of people who come to Biafra, Biafra, my baby. Sit up on a job, I was in the Yabani, I have been a bumble. Never been a bumble. However, they very careful. Man, join me where Biafra is, up for an city where Biafra. Now, father 1,000 people to one ambassador in the blood everywhere. It's near post you. If you look at Barry, I'll turn that guy list. Papa Abuja, because you prove, go see my heroes now. I can go to Puta. So, because the guy is very careful. You're very careful. What the message here? You don't do to you. You are not my friends, so many other if you like it. I'm not a Biafra. Guy is very careful. Man, I me where Biafra. Sani goes to go because to avoid the money, Abuja, what in general government.
Okay, so I got this message from a friend, and I don't believe the message. Okay, I told him that this sounds to me like a framed, message, like a message that doesn't really is not adding up. So I told him that it's not adding up, and I think you need to verify it first, because people can do this kind of video just to make people scare you away from supporting Biafra. You know what I mean? So I know, because now we have a lot of youths that are supposed to know that are not paying attention to know anything. Why? Because they don't want you to support Biafra. They just want to work against it. The reason best known to them. I don't know why some people are doing that, but it is shocking. It is shocking, and it's also disturbing to see some of our people behaving like that way. So I don't believe the message, to be honest with you. But in as much as I don't believe that, you have to also, pay attention. Yeah, you also need to pay attention to some of the things that is going on, whether you like it or not. You're supposed to pay attention. Okay, you're supposed to be careful. You're supposed to know what you are saying, where you are saying it, and how you are carrying out the message. So I still have other things to discuss with you. Okay, Anthony Merger, I don't know if you are still here. Hello, my Kai. Good afternoon. I think you want to say Mr. Kai. Good afternoon from Chile. It's been a while. Like I said last time I saw your comment. I hope you are okay. All right. Nice to read from you today. Okay, this is another video from Mike Arnold. It's another video from Mike Arnold. Let's quickly touchlight it. Now, let me increase it a little bit. Okay, let's start from the beginning. He said, this film could save innocent lives, and you can help us finish it. The world is turning away paid propagandists in Washington, bankrolled by Nigeria's corrupt government, are convincing our officials the Christian genocide is over. It is not. It is not. It is worse. And that lie, unanswered, will cost countless Christians' life. Nobody cared about blood demands until the film made them care. Then the world moved and ended the atrocities. This can be that film for Nigeria, and we are close. Time is critical. Watch the trailer, then stand with us. So let's hear from Mike Arnold here, okay?
President Trump has declared victory in Nigeria, so he ended the Christian genocide there, and he has removed the U.S. presence. And folks, this is probably the biggest foreign policy mistake that you're going to witness in your lifetime. By stepping in and doing a few things in Nigeria, he got the hopes up of a lot of people. But the fact is, he has not ended the Christian genocide. He has not hit the groups responsible for the majority of the killing. Nigeria is still today the #1 nation on earth for Christian genocide, the most dangerous place to be a Christian. People are being killed and displaced every day there because of their faith. And Trump is now declaring victory. This is so dangerous. If the U.S. turns away right now, if the world stops paying attention, the backlash will be beyond anything the world has seen in years as far as the death toll. This is very critical. My name is Mike Arnold. I've been to Nigeria 16 times as a missionary since 2010. In 2019, I discovered a displacement camp where thousands of Christians had to flee there from a massacre. They've been there for 5 years already in shanties they built next to sewage ditch. Horrible conditions. The government doesn't care about them. I heard their stories. I promised to tell their story. And it's taken me almost 7 years. It's been the hardest 7 years of my life. I've been back there in very dangerous conditions. Been to the front line. At one point, level 4, do not travel. Warning from the State Department, red flag, went anyway, undercover, hidden cameras. But we have gotten to the bottom of what's happening there. The jihad machine behind this ongoing genocide. And Trump's saying he's done. And the reason is because the narrative has shifted. The Nigerian government has spent more than $10 million just on lobbying in Washington, D.C. alone to control the narrative and convince the world and the media and the president there's nothing to see, that it's all taken care of. Folks, we need to turn this around to save lives. We need to restore the narrative. And the way that I think the best shot we have at doing that is to finish this film that I've been working on. Like I said, I would have been done 5 years ago if I could have, but God hasn't allowed it to happen. Timing is everything. And now is the time. The world needs this. Ambassador Sam Brownback told me this film might be the best shot we have at turning the narrative around and regaining public attention so that we can end this genocide. We have so far, through my nonprofit, all these years, raised and spent about $180,000 to get this far. The film we're making is truly world class. We used the Nigerian Director of the Year, which is pretty significant for a big part of the film, in the field. We have some of the best editors and producers literally in the business God has blessed us with. We're right at the end of our production, and we need to raise some funds to finish this and get it out there right now. Please take a moment, click on the link, watch the trailer for this video, read what we're doing, and see how you can help us. You can invest invest either as a nonprofit contribution, as tax deductible, or as a return on investment through the LLC. It's all done by industry standard. There's already interest from distributors. This film needs to get out now if we're going to save lives and end this Christian genocide in Nigeria. Please take a moment to look at this as a help. Thank you.
Okay, that is from Mike Arnold. Let me just quickly say something. You know, I noticed something. Some of you will be angry with what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it. If I tell you that 2/3 of our people are not ready for freedom, will you agree? Our people are not ready. And that is why I begin to feel cold, because of what is about to happen. Whether you like it or not, things will happen. When I mean things, I mean real things will going to happen. And those things that are going to happen will happen in such a way that it will be very difficult for many to recover. So many people to recover from it. Igbo people are not ready. And the annoying part of it is that the problem, the danger is fast approaching. Very, very fast approaching. People are still sleeping. People are waiting for Messiah from somewhere without even location. People are so gullible, thinking that they have something to offer when they has nothing to offer. You see, I have been here now for 1 hour, 11 minutes, right? Do you know why people are not watching this video? Because of the what we are discussing. Natural freedom. Natural freedom. They actually believe that talking about what somebody said back and forward is the way to, that is going to help us. That is what we must do. They keep on clicking in and clicking out. I love the fact that I thank God that I started creating content, because it has helped me to understand mindset of people, especially our people. The mindset is mean. On a flight mode. Our mindset on a flight mode is not, is not yielding any good fruit. It's not yielding any fruit. That is why people like DPM and PM, Mazda American, are working hard to prove a point to people that they're out to help. What is going on is that you are thinking that it doesn't matter to you. Actually matters to you more than the Northerners. Northerners, these are Lavajiri, all these people, they are used to that lifestyle. You are not used to that. You are not. Northerners or Christians in the North, they can live comfortably with these people easily than you that have never ever lived with them like that close range. You have not. Yet our people don't understand. When you're talking about something, the condition of Nigeria today and what is going on, our people will just click in and go out. It doesn't matter to them. What matters is what is I understand that. So it's good to talk about them, don't get me wrong. But when you see people talking about the danger, the threat, some people will just think you are wasting time. It is not encouraging. And sometimes I feel like I made a mistake. Sometimes, honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes I feel like I made a mistake by even devoting my time talking about, our freedom. Because what will happen, that everybody will see it, and it's going to shake the minds. Everything about you will be shaked. It is going to happen. And you think that our land is untouchable. Is that what you think? Anyway, let me show you this, okay, so that you understand. It's so irritating. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't have the grace to talk about people who don't even deserve to talk about them. I don't have that grace. Now, this is a post made by Sana Bakarawa. Okay, just 2 hours ago. What did he say? Where are those people we all saw on Nigerian uniforms called Special Force claiming to go after these Fulani terrorists? Fulani terrorists set fire on a student hostel. Now, go get it. At Nekede, Owerri State. You either support Biafra Defense Forces or become friends with Nigerian terrorists while they kill you at night. No matter the differences we have, no matter everything, this post is spot on. The issue is where the only thing I can tell you, there's nothing like defense force. Okay, I don't know, because I have to prove who are those defense force. I don't know. He says something nice, but he's using that to also to enrich himself. But the choice is yours anyway. Now, this picture you are seeing here happened in Imo State, Nekede, where Fulani set the hostel on fire. You can see it now, right? They set it up. They set it on fire, student hostel. You will not see Ike Guru. You will not see Ike Shoso. You will not see what's it called? Jovika. You will not see Udela, of course. They are not going to talk about it. They won't. There are something we need to understand. No matter how, our reaction towards what all these saboteurs are doing, sometimes map out time to understand, to face the reality, okay, to understand what is going on. Otherwise, you will live to regret it. But I'm gonna end it here. Let me just think I've covered what I want to cover in this live broadcast. I'm not happy with where things are going, but we must do what we can just to fulfill all righteousness. That's why I said, because our people are not, they are not there yet. They are not there. There's no need to pretend or to lie to you. You know what I'm talking about, because that's why I said anybody fighting for Biafrans, that person must wear, if you don't have this skin, go and buy one. Because character-wise, it's not encouraging. Look at fundraising Saturday. Go and watch it. How much? Look at fundraising. Not that they're not making money, they do. But they are Please make sure you like the video if you want. If you don't want, no problem. It's Anthony Umed. Okay, thank you so much, my brother. Thank you. Just like the video if you can. If you cannot, no problem. Okay, because this is so sad. Very, very sad. He said, Mr. Kai, that story is false. Okay. Okay, please let me know. You said it's false. I thank God that you are here. Daniel, so are you saying that there's nothing like the fire? He said they did not set any hostel on fire. Are you serious? So you mean that Sanak Barawa he just put it out there? Okay, let me show you that what he said here, please. So it will not be that kind of person said. Look at it. Where are those people we all saw on Nigerian uniforms called special forces claiming to go after these Fulani terrorists? Fulani terrorists set fire on student hostel at Nekede, Owerri, Imo State. That's Owerri State. That's in Imo State, of course. Are you saying that there's nothing like this? Okay, let me just search for it. I'm gonna search for it on while we're streaming live, because I saw it. I actually believed it because of the pictures that they have there. So let me see. Okay, just a moment. I'm gonna take it down for me to do research on it. Please don't go anywhere. Those of you that are still here, don't go anywhere. Let me quickly search on it and see what. Well, I'm surprised to hear that it's not true. I'm very surprised to hear that it's not true. The probability of it not be true is there. Okay, let's search. Fulani terrorists set fire on student hosted at Naked Owerri, Imo State. Let me see. Reports suspected Fulani herdsmen attack and setting fire on the student. Okay. You can read the full statement report. Channels TV has launched a source rumors the viral Facebook post circulated to incite panic, provoke ethnic tension, and mislead public information. Okay, police action. Imo State Police Command has launched an investigation to apprehend the individual responsible for creating and sharing the fabricated stories. Oh, I see. I see. It's not true. You can read the full. Okay, I said to verify the official details. Authorities struggle advise citizens to always verify information through credible channels before circulating it online. Okay, okay, that means it is not true. It is not true because the Nigerian government are warning about it. Imo State Police, dismissed report of herdsmen. Okay, okay. So what that means is that it's not true. From what I'm saying here, it's not true. Thank you so much for letting us, because police debunk report of herdsmen attack on Naked. Okay, that's the one day ago. All right. So there's no credible backup. There's no credible backup to that. Like I said, I saw it was on Akbawa. That's one thing I love about what I do here, by sharing this, so you know the source. And thank you so much, Daniel, for clearing on that. Okay, thank you so much. Now, we are going to end it here. Thank you so much, my people. God bless you for your time. And please, if you have not liked the video, do like the video. This is 1 hour, 51 minutes. We are going to wind down and to come back again, of course. Take care of yourself and see you again. Keep your eyes on the channels. We are going to come back again for a different report. Day one. God bless you. Bye-bye for now. Take care.